Hello everyone, it's your favorite FGC VTuber. And as you guys can tell by today's video, we're going to be doing well, they say it's pretentious. This is, what's your most pretentious opinion? I feel like it's a weird one. And then we have Rock Solid, by the way, shout out to Mr. Rock Solid. He's been on this channel before. He's the one that's been posted. We might have seen it here or not. But the take he has is 90% of gamers aren't gamers. You play yearly Call of Duty, spam insert sports game, and maybe finish one movie slop Sony movie game a year and you're suddenly into gaming? No, you're a consumer. Real gaming is a culture that you have to commit into. Honorable, your thoughts. We're joined by Honorable here.
It's like that one video that said like gamer credit is like a non-existent thing anymore. Where did people have the gamer credit? It's like, yeah, I beat Ninja Gaiden trilogy on the SNES.
But yeah,
Where
honestly,
did
I don't even
gamer
think that's
credit?
pretentious. This is bars. This is straight facts, actually. You know what real gaming looks like. First of all, who gives a shit about Elatro? Let's keep it real. Real gamers know what Resonance Cassade is with having to Google it. Or I thought I was gonna say Resonance of Fate. Parallel. But yeah, no, literally.
I thought I was gonna say the same thing too.
Does grinding league is gay. And then also, another thing is too, some people think just the number of hours you put in. I mean, there's different tiers. I want to make it one day, but it can mean you're like a hardcore thing, right? And the thing is, the term gamer is so bloated that it can mean anything. Like if we're talking in a general sense, like, oh, as long as you put in hours and you're committed, okay, gamer, right? But what they're meaning more so as like a geek subculture hobby, right? I don't think it's pretentious at all. There's a reason we have gatekeeping and whatnot. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that out of pocket. Honorable, you got anything more to add to that? I mean, also, I'll even show you. There's a post I just retweeted that basically kind of confirms what I said in a sense. Yeah, carry on, Honorable. Never mind. It says, one of the worst things about getting older in gaming space is that on any given day, I have to read about how an older, incredibly influential, revolutionary video game is overrated by like a teen who started gaming yesterday. See, these kinds of people, right? These are the kind of people who don't understand PS1 or PS2 games or the art or nuance. And best example. Halo players, Resident Evil players, anyone who unironically likes the shitty remasters, remakes, reimaginings compared to the original and not understanding. I mean, heck, we have a rip-off Silent Hill going on in the background. They don't understand why the reimagining is garbage. That is what it is, right? They don't understand the art of gaming, The controls are fine, you'll get used to them sooner than expected. It would take time, but does change the fact the game is really old and honestly unplayable. See, look, these are exactly the kind of people.
You need to put in time.
The same reason why they don't like fighting games. But see, I like how I reposted and it has exactly what to do with this. And I don't think it's a hot take in the slightest. I really don't. I don't think, and to call it fucking pretentious too, like, no, that's not. I mean, Honorable, you're a fellow Zoomer. How do you feel about your disgusting Zoomer and their shitty opinions?
I think it's like time isn't really just a luxury that like even young people have anymore, and that's why they kind of come out with like these like fake opinions or like what they like to call throughout the generation shower thoughts.
Oh, it doesn't help that they live in the generation with fucking TikTok where they can't have an attention span past a couple seconds. I'm impressed they finished these.
And it's just really hard to commit to like anything without like actually like being completely absorbed into it. Because like they have to pay attention to a game that demands like an attention and a skill expression, and if it's just not like, here, just press 2 buttons and you win the game. It's a game that does have 2 buttons. Dive kick. What video were you looking for?
All right, continue. Oh god, I did not tell it to continue. Anyways, so going back to one of the points I was making, I need to take a picture of this actually. So this is what I mean, like when any community, there's always like a circle, right? And then the visitors, this would be where you would put like a huge majority of people are always going to be here, and maybe a handful. Like basically I would put like almost anyone who we think would gamers, but visitors will look at people like, here, oh my god, you're a gamer, right? Like people who put in 1,000 hours in COD or those other things. Like you're definitely obviously a gamer, right? You're playing video games, whatever, but you're in your own niche. And I would also put turn-based players in here, right? Because the core of gaming, I mean, heck, it's debatable who's even here. I mean, I would say obviously like the legacy ones, like Capcom, John Carmack, because they are multi-level, right? And the thing is, we got to realize that gaming is a multifaceted kind of thing, right? Because even within then, like it's like this overall gaming, right? And then from there could be even, within these, like there's novice, and then there's circles within those, right? And it can kind of intersect, right? But for any group or whatever, and this is the thing is gamers, like the geek group, this is what it is, right? Most people are going to be here at any given time, depending on your thing or how it is. 80 to 90% will always be here, right? In this outer circle, like take any sport, for example. You will have a lot more people in novices, right? Very, very few members, right? You know, visitors is even is again, it's something like for sports, right? But for video games, there's a fuck ton. Like I would say it's split 50-50, right? But even then, 80, like I said, 80 to 90% of people will lie out here. I would say 80 because there are pretty people who are, you know, within people who put in a lot of hours. It's just putting in simply a lot of hours. And even some varied of games put you pretty much here, right? Like I even have a dude, hardcore turn-based RPG, whatever. Like there are people you would think would be somewhere here, but they talk to me and they're like, nah, you're big dick. Like they realize, because they kind of know they're not a bad dick way, right? I mean, I have fucked around here for a good minute, right? Then I came here, and now as a developer and where I'm at, I'm kind of like here, but it also within my own corner because no one really knows where I'm at, right? You know, but that's really what I was kind of referring to, in a sense, that, and it makes sense, right? That most people are kind of here, you know. Just most people are going to be here, right? I wouldn't, and the thing is, I won't knock anyone. Like it takes a lot of commitment. Like I've seen the kind of, like I will say this much: sports games are definitely a ripoff and a hack, but there are people who definitely commit time, especially in 2K. There's real money fucking involved, but they're within their niche. To me, sports gamers specifically exist in the sports niche. Like 100%, they're like here. They're in their circle of sports and whatever. They're like in the line between novices because they're not members, but they're very, very active, right? You know, yeah, well, no, we would say that. But for gaming, they're kind of in between, right? Because they're clearly members, but they're within their own niche. I feel like there's like a circle. Like once you're really into what your niche is, you're here. But because of the fact that you only do, and even then you can spread out, right? Like, oh, say you do, okay, here's your COD circle, here's your NFL circle, and then here's like, oh, I play games, like, right? You know, that's the average normie. They'll play, and then like, you know, games they grew up with, movie slot games, COD, whatever, right? So you're like an outside, you know, you're kind of toting the line, and that's just being genuinely honest. Because at the end of the day, part of what gaming is engaging in it, right? And then there are some people that I would put more novices here. These are the people that only play sports games or only play COD. You know, they stay outside the circle, right? You know, because to truly engage in gaming, you have to engage with, like I said. And I think that for the most part, most normies have a balance of these, right? And they can get anywhere. Let's say they don't really fuck with sports games, but they really fuck with COD. They maybe I mean I feel like the childhood, depending on the game, right? Maybe they're super into like Ratchet, right? They could be probably even a member, right? And that's the thing. I think that's a better, but it's like a chart, right? Like at any spectrum as a person, you will lean here, there. Well, that's interesting. I just came up with this. What's your thoughts on this theory that I just came up with, Mr. Honorable?
I mean, that's just straight cook.
Yeah, thank you. And I was like, oh no, it's not as simple, because at the end of the day, gaming is just such a big overall group that it's like this, but there are subgroups within that, and it can kind of reach like, you know, circle here.
I just
here.
like people just like don't really have like, you know, like proper manners, or just like or, like in the most simplistic way, they don't know their place and they're not being told that.
True. Thank you. Yes. If you're not playing the game just for this, and see, that's the main reason why I'm not trying to come off as pretentious too. That you know, I've never once, like, to me, here's the best way. Even for me, it's pretentious, whatever. I have my levels. Like, if you play a game, you're a gamer, right? You know, even if you play an iPhone, whatever. There's a general sense. I'm very welcoming, right, towards the whole genre of gaming as a whole. But there's, you know, just a casual gamer and then a gamer, right? And even then, whatever. If you're not, but at the end of the day, if you're just playing for the sake of playing, who gives a shit, you know? So I'm coming up. But a game is a set of rules you need to follow in order to choose. This can be swimming, Call of Duty, whatever. Everything is game. If you don't understand, would you consider fleeting? That is also a game, actually. This is more pretentious than OP's gatekeeping. Only pseudo-intellectual will contrive things to the point where they're calling people swimming gaming. I think you're missing the word game. Most of the mammals gamer. I think he's kind of broadening the term even more than me. But yeah, if you are not playing the game just for the sake, no, and that's the thing, right? So most people, like, and here's a true where his thing kind of goes into his thing. Those people, I would say like 25 to 50%, they don't play for the sake of playing. They play Call of Duty because their bros play it. They play NBA because, you know, it's part of the sports culture, and they only play movie slot because they're normal. Like, see, those people don't play games for the sake of gaming, right? You know, like, because there's the difference between them, right? Like, normie slop and then normie whatever, because they'll play Crash Bandicoot, they'll fuck with Tekken. Meanwhile, these people, like I said, like a dude literally said, oh yeah, I have my friend who plays COD and FIFA. I tried to get them to look at Tekken, and they were, and this is the reaction. You know, Patrick going, see, those people don't play games.
No. You know what the response was? What the fuck is a store? How do you do that?
Oh yeah. But if you're the kind of person that does do these things, and it's funny, these are the people that are genuinely more involved, like who actually truly engage in their sport or even COD. And I even had a dude one time before he was military, and he says like, oh shit, damn, I can see why you guys fuck with this shit. That shows you that he is a gamer, a casual gamer. Which to me, you are not even a casual gamer if you play these things, but you do it simply for the sake of, like I said, you're not actually doing it for the sake of the game, right? Like, you just buy COD. Like, you're the person who buys COD because everyone else does it, right? You're just a sheep. And then there are those, you know what? Modern Warfare 3 is stupid. Modern Warfare 2 is trash. Vanguard is trash. Like, you actually have a fucking decision making. Like, those are fun. Like, you're still casual. You're still a gamer. But you're at a higher tier than that guy. See, they don't realize that there is a difference between normies. But at the end of the day, some people don't know because they don't touch grass. They don't actually talk to fucking real people to differentiate. It might seem like they're the same, but no, there's a difference. The actual regular gamer has grown up with stuff. They do play COD and your 2K, whatever, but they're down to play other shit. They'll go to a house and play Mario Party. They won't be stuck up in shit. They won't play just Mortal Kombat. Whereas those people, no, literally. I mean, dude, even other normies don't like those people, bro. They don't even like them because all they do is play 2K and COD. They'll be like, man, you don't even play Mario Party. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're even weird within your fucking group. That's why, to me, I would say for sure, like I said, 80, definitely in that sense. But even within then, and even then, like I said, especially for sports gamers, like, no. Those are in their own breed. Those guys only play, like, they're part of the sport. They're their own group. They just so happen to play a game that's based on the sport. I think that's its own category in its own right. Those are the three, as far as for that. I mentioned it before. Yeah, everything is a game if you don't understand. I mean, but even then, I get, like I said, it's good in the beginning, but the rest of this is, like, a bit much, right? Swimming is not the same as fucking doing a video game, right? Like, there's very clearly a difference, because there's a reason why you'll have gamers that are, no, I don't want to work out, oh, I don't swim. Then we have people who do sports or lifting and say, oh man, gamers for losers, like, no, if they were really the same. So this, like I said, take the first part of the statement and he's cooking. Everything else, like, I don't know what he's on about. I see why some call him pseudo-intellectual. I think everybody who's purchased 2K game at any point of their life should receive a life and there's actually a couple that are good. I don't really give a shit. See, and that's the other thing too. It goes to the, like I said, going back to the other pendulum, there are people, like, you're no better than they are if you think something can't be accepted.
Dude, that's just a straight up bad take.
Literally. Don't get me wrong. I would say, here's the best way to put it. 90% of sports games suck dick, but there are some that are good, specifically the street versions. And again, that's because I am a real gamer, because remember we mentioned before, my ass is right the fuck here. Anyone wants to say what gaming is, yeah, that's nonsense. It's just a genre. See, now we have people getting butthurt. Dudes on the same amount into 2 games a true gamer will put in some 8-bit slot. Oh, hell no.
This dude clearly did not grow up with a good childhood.
Again, as I mentioned before, time does not equate into dedication. Well, it can, but it's no. It's like, here's the best way to put it. Someone sitting there kicking a ball around for 10 hours a day with no effort is not the same as someone who's invested, learning it, writing it. It's not the same. I hate when people, like, time does not equate to quality. That is the best way to put it. This isn't even pretentious. It's just true. See? Yeah, we have 2 completely different. Yeah, I'll play Starfield, whatever. See, oh, here's the problem with this. These are all, okay, never mind. Okay, these were all similar. Okay, you're no better, right? You're just a niche gamer, right? I feel like most gamers are very casual gamers, and that's fine. More people need to play, absolutely. Yeah, no, this is a fair take. So unless a person plays multiple sports, they can't be considered that. That's not the same. See, this is the problem, and I think that's why the word gamer is so bloated. There's casual gamer, there's real gamer, and it's the problem is with the word. I play video games, that sounds very cringe. Okay, see, touch. All right, I mean, I kind of went to these comments aren't helping any better. Gatekeeping, gaming, and here's the other thing too about gaming. Gaming is so wide verse. Like, look, bro, if we can have, like casual gamers, like if we can have your mom playing Candy Crush and douchebag playing 2K. Like, it's, like I said before, as long as you play game, you're basically a gamer. But no, you are out the fuck here. That's it. Anything else you want to add to that, Honorable? I think I went not long enough.
I mean, there's not really much to say. It's just, I think the only pretentious thing are the actual people who think they're inside the deeper end, the deeper part of the circle when they're really fucking not.
Right. And I think at the end of the day, it's I feel like the people that are getting mad are actually here, maybe somewhere slightly member.
No.
And they think
it's like the loudest people are most definitely the visitors and novice, because they think, oh no, we're members. Oh no. I play Call of Duty for 1,000 hours.
Exactly.
I'm a senior member.
Exactly. I mean, no, at that point you're definitely a novice.
1,000 hours is bitch numbers.
No, the thing is, once you put numbers, you're 100% novice. Visitors don't put more than 3 to 4 hours at all. Like, it's like I said, it's because the thing, super omega normies don't give a shit, right? It's like it's also part of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Once you put so much time, you think you know so much that and to an extent, yeah, sure, whatever, but you don't realize how much deeper the ocean is. Because at the end, it's the same thing with anything, right? On Twitter, who do you see complain? People who play the game, like, but when you look at the analytics, Same for COD. They look at the majority. Like even for COD, like we talked about another video before. Most of the COD player base is here. 80% of them are visitors, right? Including myself, I'd be considered a visitor in a sense. But the very small minority are here and here, in a sense. They don't listen to these guys. The loudest are always gonna be here and here. Most people don't go on fucking Twitter or complain, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can clearly tell, like these people literally do not touch grass. You know, they don't. Like, that's the real thing. And even then, most people out here wouldn't care. You know, like a grandma doesn't call herself a gamer, right? Like she wouldn't be happy. See, it's one of the two things, right? Like mom wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not a gamer, because she would think, oh, like a COD player. And then one wouldn't go like, oh, I'm a gamer, you know, in a cool, nice way. So you could see it going both ways of the spectrum. And you could see something like me, I would call it, oh yeah, you're a gamer technically, right? You guys, oh, you're not.
It's funny that you were talking about older people playing games. Did you even know that Japan had like a fun little online tournament thing where they had like people in like this in like the care service area? They had like this older people playing in tournaments, and they had like an official bracket for them and everything. They had commentary, they had a prize pool. It was so funny, it was so wholesome.
And see, and again, the whole thing is that anyone really can be a gamer. You know, that's, like I said, that's my final message and whatever. But again, there are circles, again, because again, and it's specifically for the geek side of gaming, whatever. And it's not even like, to me, it's such a weird thing. Like, there always has to be a level of gatekeeping, right? You know, and that's all I realized, because at the end of the day, these two do not get any part of the real decision making. And it's funny, the people in here, these two dictate so much for the most part when it comes to the community, but when it comes to the actual product itself, these guys have decided, right? And what do they look at? The majority, which is mainly these guys. See, that's the funny thing about this. These guys are the loudest. These two do the most influence for the community. These guys are to make all the decisions for the product, and they listen to them the most. Look at Call of Duty, look at Street Fighter. These people might bitch about whatever Honda. These guys bitch about Ken. They look at the stats and go, Kimberly's a problem. That's the reality. And even me as a developer myself, trust me, I don't give a shit what these fuckers say. Heck, I don't even care what they say. I care what these guys think, because they make up a majority of the sales. And guess what? These people don't give a shit if they're called gamers or not.
I'm so sorry. But why does Kimberly have an answer for everything? Sorry.
There's a reason Kimberly lost her DP. But yeah, that kind of really sums it up, like I said. So at the end of the day, most of the people, most of the people tonight, they wouldn't even get cared if they call them gamers or not, genuinely. Like I said, it's only the people, like you said, that are here that think like, oh, I'm a gamer. No, you're not. No, you're not, bro. But with that being said,
gamers do not say, oh, I'm a gamer. They say, oh yeah, I play games.
But all right, thank you for watching.
Just don't look at the stat tracker over there on that website.
Yeah, I went on long for this one, but it's a pretty big debate. I mean, you guys have my take. Like I said, I'm welcome to call anyone a gamer, but with the caveat that I know where your place is. That's why I don't have a problem calling people gamers, because there's layers to it.
It's like that G post from Street Fighter 5. Know your place.
And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, subscribe, whatever. And remember, every day is great when you're cheap.
Every day is great when you're cheap.